up, everyone? It is Detective Vio. Marmor7 in the house.
I am Marlon Morgan, aka Marmar7, the self-proclaimed Beast King of Chicago.
What's up, everyone? It is Detective Vio. Marmor7.
Chicago. Of Chicago. Let's do it.
What is up, everyone? It is Detective Vile. Here joined by Marmar.
What's up, everybody? You already know this is Marlon Morgan, aka Marmar7, the self-proclaimed Beast King. The gaming advocate of the Chicago community, person who's extremely excited for the end of this year, and person who does not live over in New York City or in New Jersey during this crazy event.
Oh yeah, so for those people who's out there, please be safe and do not do Uber Eats during that. You are crazy. You are not getting a higher tip than you think you're gonna get. Mr. Beast is not living over there, so you don't have to.
I'm still trying to figure out why is dude on the little float thing, the hookah.
He's big chilling. He's like, you know what? If life is gonna be like this, why not just lay back and enjoy it? Enjoy that little ride he has.
He probably floated out of his apartment.
Oh heck no!
He's like, whatever, I'm still going. Yo, but like seriously though, if you're out there, man, hopefully you guys are safe. Shout outs to my little sister. I hope you're okay out there. I'm pretty sure you're probably the safest person out there, to be honest. But like hopefully everyone's safe out there, man, because it's kind of crazy, especially after seeing some of the footage. Especially in the subways, you see some of those subways?
I don't even know how that happened, but that is wild. Well, actually, I do know how that happened, but that's crazy. Imagine escaping the subway, because when you really think about it, they had to go down the stairs to get to the train. You feel me? So, like, once you escape the subway, you're still not even safe.
Right.
But now I'm wondering what's happening to Destiny FOMO, because she's out there in New York.
You know what? I haven't seen anything put up on their tweets or anything.
For real, I hope she's doing well. She has an apartment, so like her pretty she got like a pretty high stat up there. But damn, that sucks. Sucks for the people in New York and New Jersey. Hey, you know what's so crazy? They're both with new in it, so therefore, after this event, they're gonna have to call themselves Old York and Old Jersey. Nah.
What York? That's what it's gonna be. What York? What Jersey?
Jersey would definitely take that though. They would do a petition. Oh, they should do a petition to change that name actually. So guys, what you guys seeing right now is some B-roll in the background. You see me and Mar with the dark shadow. I'm trying to get some light in here, but I don't have that special equipment that people be using nowadays. No worry. One day I'll get it.
I'm not gonna lie. It's dead dark in here for me, but I'm just not turning on the light. I'm too lazy. I'm telling you that right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no.
I'm comfortable. I don't want to move.
20 minutes ago, I was watching South Park while laying down, and I nearly almost fell asleep. But beside that part, I was watching on HBO. But I really wanted to be watching is Archer, but I do not want to pay for Hulu. But I finally did the task you did, which I thought was going to be impossible, but I finally did it. I watched 10 movies. The real question is, did you watch 10 movies?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm watching a completely different set of movies of what you were watching. Me and my girl actually been watching the entire MCU. We started off, and the last movie we left off on is Doctor Strange, which, to be honest, that's probably my favorite movie out of all of them because I mean, Doctor Strange is essentially like going to be the core of just about everything coming up in the next upcoming phase, which I'm excited about.
Oh, that new Spider-Man
Um,
movie.
yeah, we'll talk. We definitely kind of touch upon this trailer that they ended up showing because the new Spider-Man trailer that came out, No Way Home, I think it's called. Yeah, it's called No Way Home. They had a lot of little teasers here and there. It's continuing like directly after what happened in the events of Far From Home, where spoiler if you didn't see the movie, uh, Peter Parker was exposed as Spider-Man after the quote-unquote death of Mysterio, which, to be honest, I don't even think he's dead at all. He's really good at illusions. He's really good at faking stuff, so I'm pretty sure he's alive somewhere. And he ended up releasing the video upon his quote-unquote death, exposing Spider-Man as Peter Parker. And now everyone knows, okay, well, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and in the trailer it shows like what Peter has to go through a little bit, you know, and how he wants to not have his family and friends go through it. So what he plans on doing is going to change to come up with a spell to make every Spider-Man. Now, what Peter Parker doesn't realize is that from him doing that, that means everybody is going to forget that he's Spider-Man, including the people that he actually told that he wants, you know, he wants them to know, which includes Mary Jane, Aunt May. She ended up finding out from the first Spider-Man Homecoming movie when he tried to sneak in and then he was taking off his stuff and then she just like what he was doing.
Yeah, I
And
totally forgot about
then
that part. I'm never gonna lie.
I didn't because it was hilarious. Like just her reaction, like you know, she's like,
Wait,
"What the?" And
which
then
one
it
was
went
that
right
in?
into the credits. That was in
Oh,
Homecoming.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I forgot, but yeah, no, I remember every scene
Yeah,
from there.
no.
So yeah, yeah,
Notice each
that's
movie ends with a credit scene where somebody in the credit scene ends up saying "What the," and then it drops into credit. Yeah, because the first one in Homecoming is Aunt May. She, you know, she sees that, you know, her nephew's Spider Man, so she's like, and then it goes in the credits. And then in the Far From Home, they were just talking about where it was exposed that you know Peter Parker is Spider Man. You know, Peter he's in the middle of Times Square and he sees in all like the billboards and everything that's all digital that they ended up showing this video of Spider Man, you know, being revealed, and then he ends up hearing his name being dropped. The moment that happens, he's like, and then it goes into credits. So I'm wondering what they're gonna be doing for this next one. I have an idea what they're gonna do, to be honest, because after watching the trailer, I kind of I have a general idea where this movie is gonna go.
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's gonna be like their own version what's this movie? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It's kind of gonna be their own version of it.
That would be
Uh,
interesting.
this is more so Sony kind of mixing their stuff up a little bit, and then of course, obviously, it's gonna end up fusing into the MCU because Sony and Disney still have to kind of work together because Sony still owns the rights to Spider-Man. However, in order for this Spider-Man to work, he has to be a part of the MCU, or else they're going to try to take him out, and then everything's just going to make no sense, and then everyone's going to hate Sony. And to be honest, the moment that ends up happening, Sony losing a lot of money. So, with that all being
Yeah.
said, yeah, because think about it. Think if Sony had decided, you know what, we're just going to take all of our Spider-Man rights and we're not going to add it to the MCU.
Yeah, no,
How mad do you think
that's
everyone's going to be?
that would suck. Trust me, I would hate them for that.
Yeah, that would literally destroy Sony. And it's already bad enough that they're kind of floating. And basically, they're already sitting in their own version of a flood. Like, to be honest, their movies aren't really doing too hot. The only thing that's really keeping them afloat is the PlayStation portion of Sony. And even that is like kind of
Say,
questionable right now. And I'll kind of get to why later on. But just the way how things are going for the movies, though, it seems like it's going to be a pretty good time. For those who don't know, there's other Marvel movies coming out this year. Tomorrow you have Shang-Chi, or Shang-Chi, sorry, because they had to, like, make sure everyone knows the pronunciation of Shang-Chi. That's coming up
Huh.
in theaters. It's just theaters. It's not going to be in Disney Plus or anything else. Then later on this year, we also have the Eternals, which is quite literally the one movie I am not excited for. Like I haven't been this not excited for a Marvel movie. Actually, two movies this year. It was that, and it was also the Black Widow movie. I really didn't care for the Black Widow movie. The
I
more I
didn't
saw
even
the
watch it.
trailers, the more I just didn't want to see. Well, spoiler alert: she lives at the end.
Damn, you hate it so much you gotta word it for others if they were interested into watching it.
I mean, if you follow the MCU, you kind of already knew that going into the movies. Like, what happens in this movie, she survives at the end because it's just before the Infinity War movie, and everyone knows that she survived in the Infinity War movie. And then later on in the Endgame movie, like obviously we like what happens there. So it's not really much of a spoiler. It's just the way how they end up placing the movie. I ended up giving a review last time we ended up doing the uh, podcast episode.
Huh?
If you don't remember, I gave it a really, really low score.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
so if you want to know my full thoughts on that, just refer back to the last episode. You'll end up hearing it from there. Uh,
Yes. Go back.
God, I hated that movie so much. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just
Hater.
been nothing but MCU stuff for me mainly. And then I've also been watching the series What If, because that's also been a really awesome thing that I've been watching.
The memes that came with it. Legendary. But
And I think there's only a couple episodes left of it.
what? Oh, that's on Disney Plus,
Yeah,
right?
I think this. Yeah. Oh, another movie I ended up watching with my girl was Cruella. I finally got to watch Cruella.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
I have. Yeah, Cruella is basically a cool story of how Cruella Deville became Cruella Deville, and here's my thing with the movie. The good part is I actually had a little bit of fun in some scenes. Some things were kind of fun. Some things were pretty interesting. I had a couple of laughs. My one problem with it is the fact that this is supposed to be a movie about Cruella Deville, and for those who grew up with like the old school Disney movies, especially, this is kind of a kick in like. I'm not gonna necessarily say it ruins your childhood. It just ruins this particular character in so many ways that it just makes me wonder why did they even go out of their way to essentially make their own version of a Joker movie, Disneyfy it, and then try to make a diabolical villain a person who's known for taking animals and basically turning them into fursuit, and then try to turn them into sympathetic anti-hero in ways. Like it was kind of ridiculous. For that, I'm not gonna even go too deep into it, but I would definitely say compared to all the other movies I've rated, I'll give it a 4 out
Oh,
of 10. Which, if
okay.
you've been keeping track with all the movies that I have been rating, that's actually pretty high.
Man, dang, dude, you really
You know
expect
what?
a
No,
lot
no,
from
no,
a
no, no, no.
movie.
Well, here's the thing. When you've lived 31 years and you've literally been watching movies for 30 years, it's like you've seen just about everything in every possible way. Like you want to be able to kind of immerse yourself into the movie and forget about all the other stuff, but it's hard to do it when you're already using already established characters. Like Cruella Deville is an already established character. So if you're going to use her, you're kind of already putting yourself in a bit of a box because there's only so much you can do with her without ruining the actual story of her. So then when you do end up eventually ruining the story and things just look bad, I mean, what else are you going to do? Unfortunately for me, it didn't really work out. Like I said, there's some parts of the movie I did enjoy, but it wasn't enough to actually carry on the movie. And like I said, they essentially retconned everything you know about Cruella Deville. everything.
Oh.
From they basically try to make it like, oh, she's some sort of legend, and then even on top of that, the way how they kind of try to intertwine it going into like the actual story of 101 Dalmatians, they might as well would just say like, oh yeah, by the way, we're doing a whole remake of the entire series. If they would have done that, I would have been fine with it. Would have given it like a 7. But this is once again going off of a character we already know, that has already been established, that has been the longest time already, and it's like, just it was bothersome for me. And then at another time, I'll rate every movie that after watching them by the end of the year, because I still technically we still have Shang-Chi, which comes out tomorrow, like I said. We have Eternals, which comes out in November, and then December has Spider-Man. So after when Spider-Man comes out, I will end up rating all the MCU movies we have so far up to this point, leading all the way up to Spider-Man. I'll give them all a rating. Till then, I mean, I guess I'll just sit around and watch a bunch of other movies. Now I know you watched a bunch of obscure movies that
No,
I've watched the majority of them before, so I have my own feelings on them. But I'm really
oh,
curious on
really?
how you, yeah. But obviously, movies like, I mean, Superbad, Pineapple Express, like those are supposed to be like cult classics,
Yeah, yeah. You
and
see,
like,
I never got to watch the cult classics, so.
uh, well, sounds like you lead a really boring life if you haven't watched that. No, I'm playing though.
No, no,
But
no, I know.
it's really interesting. I want to hear the perspective on what you actually thought about the movie, because
Yeah.
I know exactly what I thought about the movies, even though it has been a while since I last seen them. Like, I kind of don't want to watch them again, because I feel like if I do end up watching them over again, I'm probably gonna give them a worse rating than what I remembered.
Oh. So let's see here. Pineapple Express was probably the number. What number of movie was that one?
Shout outs to Taco Bell and all of their packets that they have for all the sauces. They be lit. I eat them by themselves sometimes.
I used to do that, but then I stopped. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I still
Okay.
do.
So that was my number four movie. I didn't watch it all at once because it was me and my friends. We were drinking um while watching the movie or whatever. So and then we paused it halfway because we kept talking about something. I forgot what it was. But and then the next day I continued watching off the part where we left off. Was I think we stopped at the part where they we're at the forest and talking about what they're gonna do next or whatever. And then I saw some familiar actors like Craig Robinson from The Office and Brooklyn
Hmm.
Nine Nine, and including Joe Lo Tango, I believe that's how you say it. He was also in Brooklyn Nine Nine.
Hmm.
And what I thought about it was alright. Like if I had to give it a rating, it was like a 7 out of 10.
All right.
And then the other classic I saw,
By the way,
Super
like, the
Bad.
movie's more enjoyable when you're with friends and you're drinking or smoking. Like, these movies are literally that type of demographic.
Oh, for
If you're gonna
sure.
watch these movies, you kind of have to be under the influence to kind of go along with the jokes in that. And funny enough, it kind of immerses you in the movie in a way.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean, though, right?
yeah, no, I know what you mean. Cause I was explaining my experience when I was high for the first time with my buddies, and they didn't know about it, whatever. Speaking of high, I saw the movie How High 2 with Little Yachty and
Why? That's not a cult classic, by the way. That's
oh yeah,
why.
it's not a cult classic, but I just want to point that out because I thought it was so hilarious.
You seen the original How High?
No, I only
It's
saw
a timeless
parts.
movie at this point. I highly recommend it.
I don't think it was on HBO. If it was, I just didn't really want to watch it. I knew it was gonna be goofy, and it was. I was right. Oh, and that was with How come I can't remember his name? Young Fly, DC Young Fly,
I
right?
hated the fact they made that movie. Yeah, DC Young Fly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always hilarious. I don't care what people say. That guy's funny.
Him as a person is hilarious. Him in the movie is an entirely different story.
That's true. That's true. The best movie I watched. I think I watched this movie when I was 8, and I remembered it, and I saw it on Hulu, and I'm like, okay. I mean, not Hulu, HBO Max. I'm like, I gotta watch it. It was the Adjustment
You're
Bureau.
like, oh snap, oh. You're like, oh snap, an old movie I remembered.
Cause it was about I didn't even know what it was about. The only scene I remember was that it was these guys with these hats, and they were able to open up doors and they're like coming across from a whole different part of the city of New York. And I thought that was cool when I was a kid. Until I realized that it was just about a politician that was man. Oh yeah, it was about a politician that he had a path or something, and he met the adjustment. They were called the adjustment because they adjust time or whatever. And he wasn't supposed to be with this girl, so it was like a romantic-ish movie. And he just ended up finding a way.
Oh, okay.
And one of the adjustment people, they were tired of the rules, and then they helped him to break the rules, and then bam, happy ending, obviously. And then we got this one other movie. After that one, I watched The Devil's Double. It was based on a true story about a guy. He was in Pakistan, not Pakistan, Iraq, and
Oh, okay.
he needed to be. You know how like when people are like the president and stuff, there's like another person that looks like them, so they hire them to do the speeches or whatever.
Yeah, like a doppelganger or basically a decoy. Yeah.
Yeah, decoy. So this guy, he didn't really want to be a decoy, but I guess they knew each other from high school. The way how they were talking, I thought the guy was just being too friendly, but nah, I guess they met each other from real life, and then he had the guy was crazy. You know, he's rich, and I think his dad was the president. Yeah, his dad was the president. He was just the person that's like a chief of commander in a way, like if it did. I know it doesn't make sense for America, but like I think it was different for Iraq. Um, Dude was legit crazy. He kept going to like schools, snatching the little girls, and then the guy, that crossed the line on him. So eventually he runs away, whatever, and then he
That
fall in
actually
love.
sounds like an interesting movie.
It was. There was no parts that make me mad. I always hate when there's like something that I know could have been prevented, but they just did it because of the movie purposes. But everything like that seemed legit. They said the guy lives in Ireland, and that's the only with his wife and his 2 kids, and that's the only time they ever seen them. For it to be based on
Okay,
a true
okay.
story, that adventure itself is wild. Like, oh my goodness, dude! Like the amount of power people have when they have money over there. So, I'm glad I watched it.
Pretty intense, man. That's pretty crazy.
It is. Will I ever do it? Never, unless the person wasn't crazy. Cause he got like he got Rolex, he got a lot of high brands, and then he like literally shot a dude, the father's friend, and then I guess no consequences.
Man.
But he was a messed up man, so. So get this. So they shot the dude in the car because he knew the time that he was gonna go pick up the girls, and then he doesn't even kill him. I was like, yo, so I guess that's why he went to Ireland to hide from that dude. I'm like, I thought he was gonna finish the job. He just shot him in the nuts, and that was it.
You know what? Speaking of shooting people in the nuts, you just reminded me. There was one more movie I did see recently,
Oh, what's that?
which by the way, I have to bring this up because shout outs to WB. The reason why I'm shouting out Warner Brothers because they just recently had a Mortal Kombat movie come out, and within the intro and within the they what they actually did was make a meme canon inside of the WB universe. So what happens in this intro for the Mortal Kombat movie? You see, it's a sequel to a previous animated Mortal Kombat movie called Scorpion's Revenge, where Scorpion was essentially protagonist in the first movie, and then the second movie, it's more of a well-rounded cast. But kind of touching back in the first one, in the first movie in Scorpion's Revenge, what you saw in their intro, Daffy Duck will be hopping around like whoo, like acting all crazy, and then Scorpion will open up the WB logo and be like, "You're over here," and he pulls him inside another realm and then closes the door on him. So essentially saying that Scorpion's gonna kill Daffy Duck. In this one, however, they had Scorpion immediately start off, and he's jumping around doing all his ninja tricks. Now, this is what threw everyone off, including me. Ultra Instinct Shaggy opens the WB logo and says, "Well, get over here, man," and then pulls Scorpion in. And you see Scooby-Doo in the background, like, smiling all happy, and, like, you see, like, Shaggy's got all of these, like, powers. Like, he's got aura around him, and then the door closes, and then that's how the movie starts. That was quite possibly one of the dopest things I have ever seen.
That is hilarious.
Because I never thought in a million years that we would be seeing Ultra Instinct Shaggy basically give Scorpion an L. That kind of made my happiness before the movie even began, and then of course going into the movie, the Mortal Kombat Battle of the Realms movie. Okay, pardon, because after watching it a couple times, I do have to say this: the first movie, the reason why I didn't like the first movie of Scorpion's Revenge, because I kind of felt like, at least for me, it kind of felt like it went from, okay, Mortal Kombat's supposed to be a tournament, and it kind of turned it into a battle royale, which was weird.
What? That's
yeah, it was
wild.
like Mortal Battle Royale. Like, it was weird. Like, for me, I just didn't really know how to kind of compute with that for a minute. And then other than that, like, some of the characters had kind of turned into a bunch of wussies. Particularly Liu Kang, which I kind of felt like was a big downer. And there was like a whole play that they did with Johnny Cage as a character in the first movie, where he was just the actor. He didn't know all this stuff was real. Like, he thought like Baraka was like an actor with like face mask and stuff. He's like, "Man, those are cool looking designs, man. You should call up my agent, man. I think he knows a cool costume guy that can go along with that." And it's just a bunch of stupidness. And then each time when Johnny Cage is about to go into a fight, both Liu Kang and Sonya Blade and Raiden, or even Raiden, would kind of stop him and be like, "No, you can't fight. You're just an actor. You have no idea what you're doing here." And they'll always try to like save him. And then the very end, this is kind of spoilery, but Sonya Blade is in the middle of a fight against all these monsters, and Johnny Cage comes in and pretty much just yeets everyone. And she's like, "Holy shit, Johnny Cage can fight," and all hell breaks loose. So then, that was probably my favorite scene in the first movie. And this movie in particular, like I said, it continues on that. They ended up stopping the Mortal Kombat tournament, or Outworld, from invading Earth and taking over. In this movie, we get introduced to Shao Kahn. Now, for those who don't know who Shao Kahn is, he is literally the big bad of all of Mortal Kombat. He is the end all be all. He is what Thanos wishes he was. So he comes in. I'm already geeked because I am a huge Shao Kahn fan. They think he's probably one of the dopest villains ever created in the history of video games. So immediately, like, I'm already geeked out. Like, oh my god, like, I'm about to see, Shao Kahn go off and go crazy, and like, people are going to die when they go in front of him. Because for those who don't know, like, when you played against Shao Kahn in like the arcades, Shao Kahn was so good as a character that he would basically beat you in like 2 hits, and he was basically made to like absorb quarters off of you in the arcades. So you kind of they kind of built him so that he could just essentially just beat you easily. And they kind of went along with that in this movie, where like whenever anyone tried to fight against them, it was basically a giant L. And this is the part where I'm conflicted because the fights were dope, but each fight was very short, and there's also a B plot that kind of was going alongside of the tournament plot that I wasn't really feeling. And then the last act of the movie kind of killed my whole, because it just said, hey, you know, all that cool stuff that they've been doing in like all these other movies and animated features, and like, oh yeah, we're gonna take parts from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which is probably the biggest mistake they made. There was a lot of influences coming from everywhere, and I thoroughly did not enjoy the way how they did it. So with that all being said, I will end up giving the movie, oh man, I would say I would give it a 5 out of 10. Oh yeah, I'll definitely give it a 5.
Boy.
Because like, don't get me wrong, if it wasn't for the stupidness that they pulled, I honestly would have given it like a solid 7 or 8.
Oh, okay.
But because the way how things went, and like how easy some of these characters who are like extreme fan favorites, by the way, got easily bodied. Like if you're a fan of certain characters, I feel bad for you, because with that character, like that character has like little to almost no screen time for anything. Like, you remember, if you ever seen Endgame, you know how Captain Marvel basically is in the whole movie for like 3 minutes at most? They have less screen time than Captain Marvel. So,
Boy.
man, oh my god, man, there is so much they could have done with the movie, but they didn't, and it bothers me so much.
They'll
I'll
get there.
spoil it at another time, but I do recommend to at least watch it though, because if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, I feel like you're kind of doing yourself a disservice for not seeing some of these action scenes, because they went pretty dope. Oh, and another reason why I'm gonna give it a 5, like a split even, like average movie, is because they kind of did. I don't know if they were like. I would definitely say they kind of went the whole anime thing, where like, you ever watch the anime and somebody is like fighting, or like two people are fighting, and then they're kind of even for a second, and then out of nowhere, one other character is just completely like, he's a lot stronger than what he was before, and he just dominates.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is the reason. This is the reason why a lot of these fights only lasted like 30 seconds to a minute, because it literally was like these two characters are fighting. You know, you see them exchanging for like 10 seconds, and then like for 3 seconds they say something, and then they go back, and then like the person who like you kind of want to win that fight is throwing, and then suddenly he's just losing, or she's losing, and then afterwards it's just complete domination after that. And it's like, why am I here? Why am I watching this? There are two scenes in particular, and I'll tell you after the show who they were, and I'll actually send you the videos on who they were. But I feel so bad for these characters, because they were absolutely decimated. Like, oh man, I hope y'all aren't fans of some of these characters.
But
But I would definitely give it a solid 5. It's definitely better than the Cruella movie that I watched. It's definitely better than the 2 out of 10 that I gave the Black Widow movie. And it's definitely better than Fast and Furious 9. But I'm pretty sure everyone can also agree just about everything that came out this year was better than Fast and Furious 9.
oh man, I still have yet to see it.
Don't watch it.
I know you were gonna tell me that, but I gotta watch it. I gotta watch like, I think 3 movies. I gotta watch Fast 9, Free Guy, and maybe Candyman. Maybe.
I'm definitely gonna see Free Guy. I've been hearing a lot of awesome, fun things about it. But the movie I'm really looking forward to, obviously, is coming out tomorrow, which is Shang-Chi. The reason why I'm looking forward to it, because it just so happens I have been watching all the MCU movies, and I kind of want to continue that trend to see what else happens. And since it does kind of go along with all of Phase 4, what's going on right now, I'm really curious to see what's going to be happening next. And the only way I'm going to find out is by watching Shang-Chi. Even though deep down I probably already know exactly what's going to happen.
Oh boy.
So yeah, sorry about that. That was like a random surprise that you reminded me about because you.
Oh no, that's good.
I'm like, man, that was...
That's good to hear, cause you know. Alright then, and then let's see here. Where did I left off? Oh yeah, that's right. The dude getting shot in the nuts. That was the Devils. Then I watched Wonder Woman 84, which you did watch too, right?
Yeah, I did.
It was alright. That one is definitely a 5 out of 10. Which is not the same as your 5 over the 10.
It's a 5 out of 10.
Yeah. It was like
it was for me 5 out of 10 is literally dead smack in the middle. Like it wasn't too good, it wasn't too bad. It was literally average.
It was.
So if anyone thinks a 5 out of 10 that I'm giving it is bad, it's not.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. I forgot it's the same thing, but you're just a hard rater.
It takes a lot to please me.
It was funny though. I like some scenes. What bugs me the most was the part where she was down on the White House weak, and all she needed to do, which she knew from the beginning, is to make her love her life just to disappear. She could have done that and saved the whole trip, you know. Legitly could have saved the whole trip, but nah. She just needed to stay with that guy a little longer for what though exactly, you know. But yeah, that's why I'm giving some minus points on there. But there was a lot of good jokes. I'm not gonna lie. There was some things that's funny in there, so I was like, okay, you know what? Why not? It was fun to watch. But I would save it on a raining day.
So you said you gave it a 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty average. All right. I mean, of course, I got my opinions about the movie. Did you see one? Did you ever see the first one?
The first one?
Yeah, the first Wonder Woman.
I don't think so.
That one I definitely recommend. Like, go back and watch that one first, and then remember everything you saw in '84 and wonder why this movie even exists. The only bad thing about the first one, at least for me, was the ending. But even with that, it's like, you know what? Whatever. It's a generic ending. But I still gave it like a solid 7.5. Because it was actually a really great movie. I'm not going to talk about '84.
This is going to be out of context with some people, but yo, it is hard to beat your damn score. Like, I don't know what car you got, but like, I'm literally like, I think one of the races, I'm like 3 miles per hour short, and another one is like maybe 16. Like, I'm just trying to beat your spin points. Your speed limit.
I told you, man, some of I actually paid attention to. Like, you should be happy I didn't pay attention to all of them. You wouldn't have beat many of them.
I'm trying to get the tough ones.
You already know the tough ones are going to be, like, real difficult, so...
I'm working on it. I'm also working on this list. Let's see. We got, The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf. I tell you, that came out of nowhere. I wasn't aware of it or anything. I just saw it on Netflix, and I'm like, this is the opportunity. It was meant to be at that time for me to be at that.
Honestly, you're right. You're precisely what it was. I actually want to hear, because out of everything that you've watched, this is the one thing I'm really interested in, because I didn't see it yet, but I'm a huge Witcher fan, and I'm planning on watching it.
Alright, so I'm gonna be
I gotta know, man, what you think about it.
I love it. All right, this was. Oh my god. Was I even? I don't think I was disappointed one small bit in this movie. I think I could full on say this is a 10 out of 10 animation movie. I can't recall
Okay.
a part that I dislike. It's. I'm gonna just explain a little, not too much, but it does show how he became the Witcher, at least in that story base. I don't know. You're gonna have to
All right.
clarify me on that on another episode because I'm pretty sure you read the books, right?
No, I didn't read the books. I'm
Oh
actually
snap!
a huge fan of the games.
I
I
know
played Witches
someone
1, 2, and 3.
who read the books, and I forgot who, which sucks because I could literally figure that out. I'll figure that out soon.
I know somebody who actually like he knows every chapter verbatim in his head. That's how many times he's read the books.
Oh, good.
And
Maybe
because the books are so good, he actually hates the games, which throws me off because to me the games are amazing.
I never got to finish it, but I'm pretty sure it is. Nah, I
You ever
really
played
enjoyed it.
you ever played Witcher 3 on the Game Pass?
Oh, no, I didn't even know it was on Game Pass. But that isn't gonna make me
It should be still. You know what's funny?
destroyed
I
stuff.
actually I love Witcher 3. I bought it twice.
Oh wow.
I didn't even realize I bought it twice until I started going through like the list of games. I was like, wait, why don't I have both versions? And I thought, oh, if you just buy one version, it's like no, because I originally bought the first version of it without the DLC when it first came out, and I completely forgot I had it. And then later on, when the complete edition came out, I didn't buy it, but I waited later on until it was on sale, and I literally just bought the game over again with all the expansions on it.
Okay.
And then technically, if it's still on Game Pass, then I guess it will be a third time I bought it.
That's wild. I know a guy that got it for his Switch so he could play on the go, so he could actually continue on the adventure.
Not gonna lie, man, it's really fun. Like medieval magic and monsters and like it's an open world action RPG. It's
Yeah.
like there's
No,
so
I
much
know it's
story to it.
fun, but then
The
I keep
game's still good.
forgetting.
The side what?
I keep forgetting the story, like where I left off. I'm like, how did I get here? So then I always wanted to restart, and I just, played for like a month, probably, but like maybe 60 hours to it, and then bam, I'm back where I'm at.
Bro, there's so much side story into there. Like it's absolutely insane. Like the side quests in that game are probably some of them are more interesting than the actual story itself, which is insane. Like games shouldn't be that good.
Oh, it's just getting better. Actually, I don't know what's if it is.
Oh, this evil villain's trying to take over the world, but this lady lost her pen in a lake. Let me go help her.
I actually do want to talk about games for a bit later on after the movie talk, because people, this is the popcorn episode. Um,
Oh, this is definitely the popcorn episode.
we got Gunpowder Milkshake. It's like this one was good. I enjoyed this one. This was 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Oh, what's the story about?
It's like a Hitman, but a female version. Back in the, I don't know how long ago what the time period was. It's sort of hard to tell. But what I do know is that it's about a young girl of a hitman woman. I guess I could say a hit woman. There's Sherlocky music, which I enjoyed. The soundtrack was great, and it was amazing fight scenes. There was always action. It never got bored. There was never a dull moment. Everything was perfectly precise. It was like Hitman and John Wick, obviously, because no one could defeat her. And then eventually she met up with her mother. Her mother disappeared for like, I don't know, like I think it was like 16 years, 20 years. And that basic betrayal because they didn't want to do this part of the mission or whatever, and You get a lot of people, a lot of agency hit on you. There's a peaceful place, just like John Wick.
In John Wick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the 1950s restaurant that sells, milkshakes, and it's pretty awesome. I suggest watching that movie with a milkshake.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
just hearing that it's an action movie, that immediately already kind of pulls me in. I sort of want to watch it now. So, I mean, just from what you were talking about, I'm pretty excited to actually watch it myself.
dude, you
One
gotta
of these days,
watch
I'm
it.
actually gonna take the time to watch it.
You have
I'll
to.
definitely take the time to watch it.
I forgot what platform was that. I think I wrote some of them down. I forgot which one this one was. I want to say Hulu. No, not Hulu. HBO Max. No,
All right.
I'm pretty sure it was Netflix. Okay. And then I watch. Oh, okay, we already talked about that one. I watched Sleepless. Have you watched that one?
I do know Sleepless. I do know that movie.
Yeah. For those who don't know, it's about uh, a cop trying to stop a drug trade. No, I think he was. No, okay. So this movie has a lot of plot twists. I will not spoil it for those who hasn't watched it, but just know that it's in Vegas. I think I gave this movie a 7 out of 10 because a lot of there was just I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was just so many somewhat main villains in this movie. To me, in my opinion, like
So what's it called? Officer Vincent Downs? Like, is that why he's bringing that up?
it's just yeah, I guess in a way, it's just too many. And then again, just like that part that makes me mad that it could have been easier, but like it's just how you said you watch movies for 30 years. I think I watched too many action movies because I feel like some of them are like you could say like how you could say what happens in a movie without even knowing it. Probably due to
Yeah,
like
when certain
comic
things
books.
just start kind of.
Yeah, and this is how this movie felt. Like I think I just watched so many movies that has this plotline just in a different area. And
Right.
oh man, like I just hate how they do it. Like I just think since it's in the time period that we live in, they would know more better than to just point a gun at someone and be like accusing them, knowing that they have a gun too. Like, nah, you gotta catch them off guard. Like why is this so hard?
That's understandable. I can see that.
Yes. Oh man, I just did a speed trap, and you're like 1 miles per hour ahead of me.
Honestly, if you're that close, then I didn't try. Yeah, if you ever go by the speed traps and it's like, man, by like a couple miles, yeah, I wasn't trying. There's some I know you'll pass by. You're like, what the fuck? 65 miles? Like how? You'll see them. If you haven't already, you'll see them.
And
Mind
then
you, a lot of these, if it kind of seems like they kind of has like a curve in the road. Mind you, I went drifting through a lot of these.
oh, okay, this was a funny action movie called True Memories of an International Assassin. Um,
Okay, yeah, I believe I know of it.
it was about a writer who wrote books, an action book, and then he sold it to a publisher, and she's like, "Oh, don't worry, just sign here. We won't change a thing." But she did change a thing, a very important thing. She changed it where she said it was based on a true story, which was the biggest mistake of his life, mainly not her life, because she didn't suffer anything. In fact, his story of the book came true. He had to become an international assassin, but not the way how you think. He didn't like OP his way of being an assassin. Like nah, he slips his way through on this country. I believe it was Colombia, and this other chick is there. You know, she's like she works alone or whatever. She trolls with him a little bit, which is hilarious, and it was a fun watch. I would say this was like just for it be it's a fun watch. A 10 out of 10. Actually, yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. I like it. It was enough, you know. Great writing. Never heard of it before. Never seen it before. It was very cheesy, which I would minus points for, but you can't really minus things for being cheesy, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't be fun. Um.
I mean, it depends because there's good cheese and then there's
Oh,
bad
okay,
cheese.
yeah, yeah. No, it's not that bad cheesy. Like, oh man, it made me cringe. Nah, it's like, aha, that was good type of thing, you know. That's like when people say, "Oh man, that's
Like, you know what?
sick."
That was corny, but I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So that was what's up. And then last but not least, because I actually watched 11 movies, aha, a secret movie appeared called Coffee and Carmen. That one was on
Okay, what's
Netflix.
that one about?
It's about an a white officer dating a black woman, and then her son doesn't like the officer dude, and then he basically,
Surprise, surprise.
yeah, for real. Uh, yeah, I know, right? It's like a very cliche storyline, but it was actually quite hilarious. So the kid goes inside a place until these thugs like, oh man, this guy is molesting me or whatever, and then first of all, I don't even know how this kid knew that there was thugs in that area, but because they were inside a building. Cha-
Sometimes you just know the neighborhood like that.
they had an officer chained up to the chair or whatever, and then it was like another crooked cop movie. I know, right? I don't know why there was so many out there. Um, this one was crazy too, because if you watch it, stick through all the way to the end, you'll find out why I said that. I'm not gonna spoil it. I know it's on Netflix, but some people might be like, "Oh, I want to watch that movie." But yeah, it was a funny movie. I'll give it a, I don't know. It's not. I don't want to give it good of a score, to be honest. So I'm gonna just give it like a 5 out of 10. It was average. It's a worth of a movie
Okay.
to for them to produce, I would say. Because there's like some movies out there that spends a lot of money, but there's like, yo, y'all should have just saved that money.
Yeah, for real.
Because money is not making movies are not cheap at all.
No, they're not. Definitely not. But it is pretty interesting to see, a lot of these. Another thing too that you should start doing. Concentrate on like who are the writers. So sometimes you actually see them more than one time. You wouldn't even realize that they actually wrote like those movies.
You know what?
And to be honest, yeah, look out for the writers of the movie. You know how like in the beginning, so it's like director,
Oh
writer,
yeah,
and then like starring.
that's probably why we get that
Pay
cliche
close attention
stuff.
to the writers. Mm.
Because it was written by the same
Like
person.
for real, it's like not even joking. Like 100%, you'd be surprised like how many of those movies they made.
I'll try to keep that in mind. Um,
But that honestly, for me, that's what separates the movies from being a 5 and lower and a 5 and higher. Because it like a movie really has to be really good at writing in order for it to be past the 6.
ooh,
But thank for me, thankfully, because I also do take into account like the visuals, the art style, the direction, the way how the director kind of handles a scene. If you're doing actions, like how do you cut in between the action scenes? Like, because you know how sometimes you see fight scene, they're doing where like they're in one angle and then they throw another punch and then they're in another angle, then they throw a kick and then it's entirely different angle. I look at stuff like that. And the reason why is because, like I said, after 30 years of watching movies, you tend to notice some shit. So, like, I take that to account. That's the reason why I start getting critical with movies. Like, from you giving, like, for example, you gave Wonder Woman 1984 a 5 out of 10. For me, it's barely even a 3.
Yes.
And like, there's a million things I would bring up. And be like, you know what? You're right. Like, hold on a minute. But
Let me change
like
my
I guess I'm not gonna get into that movie because that movie kind of angers me.
I'll be like, let me change my score real quick. Just kidding. It was because you watched the first one, right? So like you were like still thinking about was it more of a comparison?
No, because like, well, in a way, yes, because it just so happens the same director actually wrote
No
both
way.
movies. Yeah, same exact director.
Oh,
But
no
this is
wonder why
why I
you
also
told me
bring it
that.
up. Pay attention to the ones who are writing, because the writers are the difference. The first Wonder Woman movie had a great story to it because of great writing. They did a good job in explaining the characters, established the setting, and where the plot is going from everything that they conveyed. What if I told you 1984 happened before we see Batman v Superman and Justice League? No, there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. Because remind you, this movie 1984 came out after those movies. What they didn't do, however, was make continuity actually ties together. So I bring this up because at the end of 1984, spoilers for those who really want to watch this really shitty movie, everyone remembers who Wonder Woman is. According to Batman v Superman, which technically happens after 1984, which is later on down the line, like in like 2016 or something like that, nobody knew who Wonder Woman was during this time. So you mean to tell me a catastrophic event happens and nobody knows who Wonder Woman is? Like 20 years later? Huh?
Doctor Strange did something.
Is not a part of this.
He crossed platforms. he crossed he crossed the universe. It was that one time that Marvel and DC collabed and no one knew about it, but it was still in tapes. And he was like, you know what?
Nope.
Let me change
Nope.
everybody's mind.
Nope.
That'd be funny though, low key.
It would be. To be honest though, like trying to write the reasons why would make zero sense because in that case, you're doing the writing for the writers.
Or what if people just forgot
No, no,
about
no, no,
her?
no. That Marvel series already exists.
Damn. It's all good. I'll get them next time, Batman.
I
Actually,
mean, the movies that you end up naming that actually pretty interesting.
it was
I'll probably
hard.
look them up to double check to see if I can see them or not. But I mean, some of these sound dope though. Like, I like the sound of some of these movies.
I was like, man, what am I gonna do? And then I'm like, oh wait, let's see here. And then bam, I was like going movie after movie. I'm like, oh man. And then I think I had some ice cream with one of the movies. I'm like, okay. Um, have you played? Cause I want to talk about this real quick. 12 minutes.
No, I have seen multiple playthroughs of 12 minutes though.
Oh man, dude, it's definitely a I don't know how to describe it. I
A head
just couldn't.
scratcher.
Yeah, like I sort of felt overwhelmed. Like I couldn't. I was like, man, I think I only did it like maybe 4 times, and then I was like, you know what? I can't do this no more. It was a very overwhelming 12 minutes, and the crazy part is that it does last for 12 minutes. I thought it was a joke, but I look back at my footage, I'm like, there's no way. This situation does happen for 12 minutes, and I'm over here like, um, I was like over here trying to see what questions to ask or whatnot, and it was hard. Like I gave it to them. I was like excited for the game, and now it's like I'm already ready to uninstall it and download a different one.
All right, all right. I mean, from what I've seen, because in all honesty, I'm not going to necessarily rate it until actually. There are some things that I kind of had problems with from what I've seen, but then that kind of goes into the whole thing. I want to get a hold of it myself to understand.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, it. I like the idea of it. We talked about it when they revealed it during E3. That looks like a great concept, and I'm super excited for like kind of left field indie products or indie titles like that because it just seems interesting. And it's a step away from the total norm of Marmar gets giant gun and murders the entire server.
Mom or B do that.
All through the power of Yeetus Deletus. Mind you, I haven't touched Destiny in a while, and
I was about to
already have
say
a
that.
build for when I go back.
Oh, no way.
Mm-hmm.
No, you just contact Bungie and like, hey, remember me? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, alright, then you already know what to do.
I like Bungie knows me so well because of the Halo days, and I like hit them up. All I say is, I need a weapon,
Oh
and
my
then they
god.
message me back, right this way, and shows me a whole arsenal of stuff I can do.
Psych, they just give you a code to put on your Xbox and then bam, there you go. You got the new season weapons.
Yeah, have you been playing the new season?
No, I actually have not. I haven't touched Destiny. I probably missed the whole season, to be honest.
Yeah, you probably did. You probably just missed the season that just passed.
And you really used the word just, so I definitely know I didn't touch it whatsoever. I I guess that's just the end of it for me. I don't know who else is gonna be out there. I know the clan. Who hasn't a clan been out there? I know. Oh my goodness, I know his name. Don't tell me. Don't say it. Six.
All right, don't say it.
Six was big on it, and
Okay.
he sort of been silent lately.
No. He's been playing his
Oh,
stuff.
he's been playing.
There's a lot of stuff going on within the story.
Oh, okay. I thought he gave up on it.
For don't know, Bungie a couple weeks ago actually had a conference where they ended up showing off what's going to be continuing on within the story of Destiny. They gave us a trailer for the Witch Queen expansion coming out in February 2022, which everyone's excited for. They ended up releasing the current season on the 24th last month, which is pretty dope, which basically was last week. They also revealed a little bit on what the final chapter is going to be called in Destiny. It's going to be called Destiny: The Final Shape. You know what? It's not necessarily the final chapter. It's the final chapter within this story, this storyline that we're going through. Because the way how there's going to be more Destiny even after when they're done with these expansions.
Whoa, more Destiny?
They're bringing back a lot of weapons. They're bringing back a lot of weapons, which I'm super excited for. Because it just so happens they're actually bringing back what I like to call the Marmar 5000, aka the Galahorn. Galahorn actually comes out later this year during their 30th anniversary of Bungie. We're getting a new dungeon which then at the end of it you're supposed to be able to unlock Yellowhorn, which is a beautiful, beautiful rocket launcher that loads. It sends a bunch of little wolf pack rockets, which are hella dope. I can't wait for that. Um, let's see.
Of course.
They're putting in crafting in Destiny, which I can't wait for.
What? It's gonna
Yeah,
become an
they're putting in
RPG.
I mean, it kind of already is. They want this to be like the premier
World
shooter
premiere.
MMO light. No, like saying like premiere as in like the first of its kind of being massively online first person shooter that you can play with all your friends. That's the reason why we have
I just like
raids and dungeons and stuff like that.
saying world premiere.
There is some bad news though for some people who kind of got into Destiny recently because of Game Pass. There is a bit of bad news with that. They're not adding the new expansion that's coming out to the pass.
Well, they could go. Never mind.
Now, here's another thing that I forgot they just added too. They literally just added it last week. Crossplay is now available on Destiny 2, so if you have a friend that plays on PlayStation or PC, like you can jump on your Xbox and play with them, or even if they play on Google Stadia. Those poor individuals, if they play on Google Stadia, you are capable of playing with them on Destiny 2 crossplay.
Just realize, Stadia's gonna beat Luna. Well, we're gonna have to, but Luna hasn't been talked about, so therefore, it could only be canceling.
Speaking of Luna, since we're on gaming news, for those who didn't hear, Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tatman have now signed onto YouTube Gaming, which means now they will be streaming and making content permanently on YouTube, and they left Twitch.
I didn't know they were gonna get money like that, though.
But this is huge, man.
Yeah,
This is, they actually just had like their first stream earlier with Courage and Dr. Disrespect. They ended up playing with both Warzone. It was actually fun to watch because for those who agree between Tim the Tatman and Dr. Disrespect, like it's just been a long time coming for like two friends to finally get back together and play with one another on a game that they actually love playing with one another. So it was pretty fun. A lot of nostalgia for some people. A lot of greatness ended up happening during the stream. I'm hype. I'm super happy to see Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tatman kind of migrate over pretty well. And I can't wait to see what other content they actually bring onto YouTube now that they're gone from Twitch. Which, by the way, like thanks to that move alone, I'm expecting to see a lot more people making the switch from Twitch to YouTube gaming.
it's funny because I bet you everybody in the Facebook gaming office was like, "Oh my god, if Twitch gets this, we're gonna be the ones to be chosen." People are gonna finally realize about Facebook gaming, and it's just not going their way for some weird reason. They
Yeah, Facebook gaming was a thing.
yeah, you see, because I remember PBG. He told me, he's like, yo, I think Facebook gaming gonna be a thing. I'm like, I don't think so. And it still hasn't been.
I mean, the creators, they have Zealander still.
I mean,
He's like the best Warzone player over there. Other than that, just a bunch of people who are on there spreading propaganda and being on BS anyway.
it's probably
thinking that
just
they're good.
positivity over there. That's what it is. They're like
No, it's
hippies.
Facebook is nowhere in the vicinity of like no. There's no positivity in
It's
Facebook.
because what? Like what? I mean, everybody has a real name on there, no?
Yeah,
That's pretty much
also
one of
people
the.
are trash there.
That's just one of the downfalls. No one doesn't want to be using their real name in there. It's no fun.
I mean, obviously you can switch your name if you want to.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know. All I do know is that I think I just passed you up on his speed trap. with a 3 star.
For as long as this episode is so far, and you're actually taking this long.
I don't know. This is I'm not on the same speed trap. I actually moved on to like other ones.
I
I'm
mean,
traveling.
from you trying to
Oh.
flip me is like shocking.
Oh my goodness. Have you heard about the I think it's called Deca, the headset. It's very low key. A very low key announcement. Um the only reason why I heard about it was because I went to visit my old job at Gamma VR, and the guy, he's obsessed with headsets, and he told me about this Deca headset. I'm like, well, what? So I Google it, and I'm like, this thing tracks eyes and mouth so accurate, my dude. Like, I'm willing to say it's 100% accurate. And excuse me. And it looks like a pilot headset.
So we're talking like a VR headset then?
Yeah, VR headset. Excuse me, VR headset. It's DECA, I believe.
I'm already looking at it.
Oh, okay. And I think I'd rather get that. I mean, the pre-orders is coming out for a quarter. It's already too late though. The pre-orders were sold out. They were supposed to do it. They're supposed to do it earlier, but perhaps maybe because of COVID, it got delayed. And I was trying to see if they got a stock market, because, I feel like that's something I would like to invest in since it's pretty amazing. Something I'll definitely use in VR chat. In fact, I think right after this, I'm going to be on the VR chat because it's been a while.
And I feel like that's the main reason why it's made.
I mean, yeah, that, Phasmophobia, and other VR games, but...
Like, if you're not using it for VR chat, are you really using it?
And since it looks like a pilot helmet, it's pretty good for the pilots.
Oh, this is interesting. This is very interesting, actually.
Also,
are you there?
There's a Xbox Ultimate Pass. I think I talked about this. I don't know if it was before the stream or... Yeah, it was before the stream. So, like, if you guys go...
Yeah, you were talking about it before the pass.
Okay, so if you guys go on the Xbox rewards, unless you guys already got rewards, I need to rack up my points. But, anywho, you need 200. Well, I guess you could put in 200 each time to stack up your tickets to have a chance to win it for life, and you get a physical card with your gamer tag on it. I sure and hope. I know my chances is very low, but it ends on the November 9th, which gives you enough time to collect them points like myself. I'm gonna be downloading some games. Let's just say that.
Okay.
Mainly Yakuza. I think Yakuza... No, I don't think they really give you that much. I need a game that just gives me constantly trophies. I mean achievements. Sorry, Xbox players.
You got the link for that? Because I'm pretty sure if I go over there and like check my achievements, I'm able to throw in just enough probably win, even though I don't need it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's legit. I know that one person.
I mean, do you know where the link is?
Oh, there's no link. It was weird. He just says go to the Xbox website, but I just like you gotta go to the rewards section.
Oh, just go to rewards. All
right. Yeah,
you could do it now. Actually,
you could do it on your mobile app. I just downloaded it too because I did not know about the rewards. I didn't know Xbox had that.
Yeah, they do.
I know PlayStation does because
open me up the app.
I be getting trophies.
Man, I'm not talking about PlayStation, man. PlayStation out here betraying people.
Yeah, no, I they. Oh yeah, so they have a announcement going on the 9th of this month, and let me tell you guys.
Yep.
it's a very like everyone is gonna watch it, especially if they don't have the console. But I think everyone might have it by now. I don't know. I know I don't, and I will get it eventually. But that eventually is so far away. So, just kidding. Do you see what I did there? I did a little kind of funny bit. Um, but yeah, no. I don't know when I'm gonna get it, but I'm gonna get it soon. I know a lot of people around me did get it, so that's what's up. They got it retail price. They didn't go for a scammer. They could keep those dusty ones in the basement that they kept in there since they know no one is buying it from them. And yeah, that's about it.
Sweetness.
Oh wait, actually, let me make sure that's it because I don't want to.
I was gonna end up talking about one thing I do want to bring up about PlayStation.
Oh,
Why I kind of have like a
go ahead.
uh, um Horizon Forbidden West has been like they finally got it down for pre-orders and that they ended up explaining the details on how you're able to actually buy the game, and the big question that a lot of was whether or not would you be able to buy the game on PS4 and then upgrade for free going to the PS5. Long one short, the answer is no. So the people who are still on PS4, which is the majority of the people still playing PlayStation right now, because PS5s keep on getting sold out everywhere, mainly because scalpers keep on taking a lot of this stuff still. Don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of people actually buying PlayStations now, and a lot more than when this all first started, which is great and all. But a huge part of their community is still on the PS4, and obviously they want to be able to play whatever game is hot at the time. So if you go and you buy the Horizon Forbidden West game, it does come in different SKUs. In fact, hold on, because I do want to look up just how much it is for some of these pre-orders.
And that part, here's a commercial ad. Detective Vile YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let us know how you're liking the show. Give us your opinions on the rating of the movies we talk about.
And yes, please let Vile know just how terrible 1984 is if you watch. So going into the Horizon Zero Dawn games again, because I'm on the pre-order list right now. You have the Regella Collector's Collections, which looks like there's one that costs $200. Holy crap, there's a lot of stuff in there. And then there's one that's $259.99. Wow, man, this is all just for like the extraness for like statues and stuff. They do have special. Um, so I'm looking at it right now. If you buy the regular edition of Horizon Forbidden West on the PS4, you will not be able to upgrade to the PS5 version. And yeah, even if you buy the PS4 version of the special edition, it doesn't look like you're going to be able to upgrade as well, from what I'm reading over here. So
Uh-oh.
basically, put in order for you to actually be able to switch in between the two, essentially you just have to buy the PS5 version. But oh man, this is sad. This whole thing is sad. From what I'm reading and what I'm looking at right now, basically put if you have a PS4, you're kind of SOL because you're not going to be able to upgrade your game for free unless you're willing to spend an extra $20+.
No.
If you do have the PS5, don't worry about it. Just buy the PS5 version because it's not like you're gonna be like, oh well, I can play my PS5 games with the PS. No, don't. You're playing with yourself on that. However, it does look like you will be able to play the PS4 version of Horizon West onto your PS5. I'm not entirely sure because I'm trying to look at like what features in game that you would be missing out on. play the PS4 version on your PlayStation 5.
The controller
Uh,
movement. I mean, film it.
so barely nothing.
Graphics, maybe. I don't know. Clarity.
So barely, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, graphics really don't make much of a difference. Like, especially within the first 2 years of a new console release, the graphics really don't make too much of a difference.
To me, it
Like, don't get me
does.
wrong, the game looks gorgeous in that. The game looks highly polished, and I really do like it. But like, there's really nothing extremely special about the graphics now compared to like, because this is kind of going back in a game that's been around since 2007. And the reason why I'm bringing it up because it just so happens it has a quote unquote remaster edition coming out soon. Crisis is having its 3 games remastered, Crisis 1, 2, and 3, on the PS5 and the Xbox Series, and also on PC, which is kind of weird due to the fact that modders already modded the living Jesus out of this game. And if you follow the way how the modding community is for this game, you're already capable of putting this game up to like 6K, think like 220, something like that. Which, I mean, just on that alone is already pretty insane. But to be able to finally play the game base like 60 frames per second or more is actually pretty dope. So I do give it that. But going on to the reason why I'm bringing that game up, because games have been looking gorgeous since 2007. So for the fact that like, oh man, the graphics look better on the PS. Yeah, the only reason why it looks better on the PS5 because they decided to make it look better on the PS5. To be honest, there really isn't too much of a difference between the only big difference that we really have is the way how they're marketing their stuff. Like, even though the Xbox is more powerful, like, in all honesty, it isn't really that much of a leap. The past 2 generations of consoles really haven't like been as impressive as what people really believe it to be. Don't get me wrong though, because it's like I don't want to sound like, oh man, like graphics suck, because they don't. They actually look nice, but
No,
it
too
isn't
late.
a
You said it.
nice where it's like it isn't the type of nice that like, oh my god, like I can't believe these graphics look like that. Nah, again, because games have always been like that for time now, and basically the games what we're looking at now, graphics wise, is all it is just a little more polished than what it was in the previous console.
What
That's
you
really it.
what you cooking up there?
The only real to make the games better will be like the physics of the game and the way how the mechanics work. That's the only way you can really tell whether or not if it's like a next generation game. Because truth be told, a game can look pretty, but it can also play really terrible. I.e., Haze. Remember Haze?
Haze.
Yeah, remember Haze, the PS3 exclusive?
Oh yeah, my
The Halo
favorite
killer?
game. Yeah. My favorite
The
game.
game looks basic as fuck.
Such a good game. You tripping? Don't be hating.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it was. At this time, it
No,
was
it's not.
the best game.
I know PlayStation 2 games that play better than that.
Bruh, come on now. Haters always gonna hate. What you got cooking? What you eating?
All right, people going to the comment section down below. If you're around my age group, then you already know exactly what game I'm going to bring up for this, or at least one of them. Which game do you think is better? Haze, a game that came out for the PlayStation 3, or Double O Fire that came out for the PlayStation 2?
We're not gonna play
Leave your
that
answers
one.
down below.
Come on, guys, help me out.
Yeah, I know,
Let me
'cause
win sometime.
you weren't born in the fiery crucible, that's why.
Oh. Well, well, well.
The
So,
same day I was born, my mother gave me a controller.
98? So you're walking on that PS1.
Double O Fire.
thank God I did open up my. I have a personal Discord chat where I have like all the information I wanted to talk about.
Hmm.
So, first thing first, vile topics. Quick topics, not too long. This is amazing. A couple in South Korea accidentally paint a worth of 440K painting because there was paint brushes on the display, which was part of the art, which sort of is goofy. I know some things are art, and they're like, oh wow, this is amazing. But later years, I think the artist was just too lazy to pick up all the artwork. And he's like, you know what, guys, this is part of my art. Nah, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
my God! You know what? I'm about to make it funny right now. Hey, remember how you were watching Wonder Woman 1984?
Uh huh.
Okay, a boyfriend came back, and like she was showing him like this little art area, and he's like, "Oh, what is this?" And she's like, "Oh, that's art." And he walked into the trash can. He was like, "Oh, what's this?" And she's like, "No, that's just a trash can."
Oh yeah,
Remember that scene?
yeah, I remember that scene.
Yeah. Yeah. When you were
That was
talking about this,
so
I was just
stupid.
imagining a similar thing like this.
That was so. I don't even know what they. Oh, you know what? Okay, hold on. Oh, you. Oh. Never mind. I'm not gonna say. Yes, I'm gonna say. Hold on, hold on. He was born
Of course it
during
was.
World War One, right? The pilot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was the pilot
Mm-hmm.
for World War One. They had trains, didn't they? They had trains, so I was
Mm-hmm.
surprised to see a train. That's why the movie wasn't all that. That was the part I didn't understood. I'm like, they had trains. He shouldn't be
There's a difference
surprised.
in between a freight train and a subway.
But
There's
it's.
a huge difference.
I mean, I thought he would like be like, oh, I see they upgraded the freight train, and I should come like, oh no, this is a human train, type of deal. You know, that line could have been better, in my opinion.
The whole movie could have been better, but still.
And then, um, this is what I hate about jobs. Okay, mainly, I like it. I like what some of the companies be doing, like Chipotle and Target. I don't know about Target, but I know Chipotle added their list. You could go to college for free. Want to work there? They're covered
Walmart just
college
did that on
tuition.
the West Coast.
But the issue with that is that you would have to choose the university to pursue a degree in horticulture, culinary arts, or hospitality. They choose the path you gotta go to school for them to pay for the classes. I'm like, yo, that's petty.
I mean, it's not like you're gonna be like, "Oh, here we're gonna put you into criminology because we want you to become Batman." It's not like you're gonna be doing that.
I mean, yeah, I know, but like just having a list, I thought, like so much for those people say, be whatever you want to be. um, Shout out. Oh, there was a movie I did
Do
watch.
whatever's on this list.
I watched Fair Street Part 2, 1997. Then I watched 94. That was on Netflix. It was a interesting horror movie.
Okay.
And shout out to Razer because they saved 500,000 trees, and it's continually being saved. That number is still climbing up, which is pretty dope. Which unlocks the
Well,
product of some of the
shout out to
stores.
California for also burning over 5,000 trees.
Oh man. And then shame on you, Saints Row, for giving us a Fortnite Saints Row. Oh,
You
and
know,
then
it's funny.
what's funny?
It's funny you bring up the Saints Row game. It just so happens I actually have a little something that I saw earlier that I'm just now sending to you.
Okay.
It's a picture that depicts the old Saints Row compared to the new Saints Row.
Mhm.
Yes, it says Saints Row between
Oh, the real
2006 and
streets.
2011. Real street renegades and gangsters, an already diverse cast of cool characters. And then you look at the new Saints Row for 2021. Four woke, ugly ass college millennials majoring in arts and English.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like the outfits. I know that for sure.
It's
Um,
not only that, it's just bothersome because it's like you want to try to do this for inclusion. It's like look at that cast on the top.
that's
Like
what
that's a cast full of badasses right there.
the the cast that you want. They definitely
Right.
flipped it.
I
They
mean, they have a
upside down the
luchador
look.
on their freaking side. And then you look at the one on the bottom, it's like it doesn't even look like a bunch of Fortnite characters. It just looks like a bunch of dweebs.
Oh, it was like the graphics was Fortnite, but yeah, no, it was a disappointment.
Like the thing that really makes it more of a disappointment, at least for me, is the fact that they are capable of resetting everything and making everything better. The idea of Saints Row was for it to go against games like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, but
Grand
you
Theft Auto
see,
went down the serious route. Hold on, Grand
oh
Theft Auto
yeah,
went down the serious route, and then Saints Row said, you know what? You can go ahead and take that serious route. We're gonna go balls to the wall crazy. We're turning everything up to 11, and we're gonna be this insane, melodramatic, ultra gangster game that is just gonna go. Each game is just gonna raise the stakes over and over and over, and be as over the top as possible. During that time, I was competing against GTA 4. I actually had much of a better time playing on Saints Row because there are more things you're capable of doing in Saints Row that you weren't able to do in Grand Theft Auto. The original Grand Theft Auto was all about always pushing the envelope into making the game like mature and like, but you're doing so much within the game.
hmm
Saints Row was like, okay, we're gonna capitalize on that, but however, in order for us to kind of deviate from the rest of the competition, we want to be a more colorful game. We want to be more out there. We want to be able to show just how crazy these stories about gangsters and trying to take over the city and like all this. Want to take that and just blow it up and just go crazy with it, which they did. I mean, what was it? Saints Row 3, you become the president of the United States. Saints Row
No,
4,
no,
you
that
get
was
captured by an alien race that puts you into a simulation.
Saints Row
And you got,
4 was the president.
yeah, Saints Row. No. Saints Row 4 is the one where you get captured by the aliens. I don't know how I know because that's the dubstep gun, which is literally the best gun ever created.
Three,
It's the
you
gun
were
that literally, when you shoot it at people, when you shoot the gun at people, it makes them dance and then they explode later. It's fucking hilarious.
but 3 was not the president. You tripping?
Sure about that?
I'm willing to bet money on that. Dude, I'm about to send you a picture right now.
Saints Row
Are you
1 was
serious?
taking over the neighborhood. Saints Row 1 was taking over the neighborhood.
Uh
Saints Row
huh.
2, basically, you're just taking over like part of a town. Saints Row
Okay.
3, yeah, by the end of it, you're able to become the president of the United States.
At
And
the
Saints Row
end of
4,
it,
you're the president of the United States, and the aliens come and kidnap you and put you into the Matrix simulation,
dude,
which then gives you superpowers.
I do not remember you being a president in Saints Row 3.
By the end of it, you become the president.
By the end,
Yeah, did you ever play the game through the end?
yeah, it was like two choices. I forgot what the choices were. But I think it didn't even matter. I think you still went with both ways.
Yeah, it really didn't matter. But that's the type of game it was. I mean, you do stuff like that.
Alright, I'll take your word. You do have a good memory. Um,
And then you had Gat Goes to Hell, which Johnny Gat, who
that
is a
was a fun
character that
one.
you've seen since like the first two. Yeah, that one was a lot of fun too. But like, it basically was just an extended version of Saints Row 4, to be honest,
And
which really wasn't as special as what they were making it. But that's the reason why they kind of wanted to do the reboot, because it's like, okay, we kind of lost that magic. Let's try to reel it back a little bit and sort of try to do that snowball effect again. But the way how they're starting it is dumb, because the way how it looks right now, it doesn't have that same type of flair or feeling, and it's like you don't capture the spirit of Saints Row.
they should have just said it was a new IP. Or a
Yeah, honestly,
spin-off
if they
like
would
how
have
they
said it's
did
a
with
new IP,
Maya.
no one will have a problem with it. Like people would have probably made fun of it a little bit, like, "Oh my god, look, it's trying to be like corny, like the way how Saints Row was." But Saints Row was better. Like everyone would have said that. But since it is
Saints
Saints
Row
Row,
1 was better. I mean, 2. Saints Row 2 was better.
all
Now,
the other Saints Rows are better than this new Saints Row that's coming out.
that's fair. But I don't think they would have gone the silly, goofy way if it wasn't for that lawsuit, no? With GTA.
Which lawsuit?
The one that GTA sue, they sue Saints Row for the first game they made because they said it was just like GTA, which was not.
Which would be kind of weird for them to do on the kind of there's so many GTA clones during the time. Like you ever play True Crime Streets of LA? That's literally a GTA clone. I don't care what anyone says. And they didn't go after Saints. They didn't go after that game.
But they did it after. Why did they even after Saints Row? I think they were jealous because it was like maybe one of their competitors.
It was basically competition.
Man, that's so petty though. I hate Rockstar for that forever. Um, yeah, when I played GTA the other day. Oh yeah, and then there's other. It was a comedy horror movie called Loaded Evil, which was a very confusing movie, a little bit. But
Like you were confused on what the name was even, who was even titled.
oh, Loaded Evil. It's because it was like about a mother that had a kid of the Lord of Satan, or I guess Lucifer. But his name wasn't Lucifer.
So
I
you got a
forgot.
documentary of me?
And then he was like he was like obviously a stepdad, and then he ended up changing his feelings or whatever, and then some cult wanted to sacrifice the kid to open up the gates of hell. It was a it was an interesting movie, a hilarious movie if anything. It wasn't that scary.
Sounds stupidly hilarious.
Yes, indeed. I think you would find it that way. But yeah, we that's it from the vile topics. Quick topics.
We need to actually set like movies that we need to watch so that we both be on like the exact same page on what movie that we could talk about like what thoughts that we have on it. Because I know Reminiscence is out. I haven't watched it yet. I've been really wanting to watch it. Like I started like the first 10 seconds and I was like, nah, I'll wait.
You wait generally, or you waiting for me?
Well, okay, yeah, I'm waiting for you. If any, because it is a new movie and it's on HBO Max. I was like, you know what, screw it. We can watch, have this movie and like talk about it since basically it's a new movie and that we can go ahead and talk about it and whatnot. I mean, there's obviously a bunch of other movies we could watch on HBO Max.
Just send me the list, and I'll watch it.
I mean, we could watch Magic Mike Double XL. Let's see what else. Shakespeare in Love. I'm literally on here, so I'm like going through like the whole list of stuff.
Oh, okay.
They got Nanny McPhee, Seeking a Friend for the End of the World, What Women Want, which honestly is like probably one of my favorite Mel Gibson movies of all time. They have the Cloverfield movie, which is probably one of my favorite American kaiju movies. That was very low key. They actually did a really good job with that. They just added the entire collection of Harry Potter on here.
Boo.
We got options. You don't like Harry
No,
Potter?
I'm just kidding. But there's no
Bro,
way I'm
watching
going.
Harry Potter.
But there is no
I'm
way.
gonna tell you right now. People
There's.
who created Harry Potter, or in fact, J.K. Rowling did not smoke enough weed when she was writing these stories.
There is no way I'm
Bro,
rewatching
there's so
that
much stuff
series
you can do with
though.
magic.
I know.
Well, let's see. The Half Brothers is a good movie
Haven't seen that one. I
that
don't
I
think.
haven't watched yet. The Great Gatsby. I feel like everyone and their mama has seen that.
Dude, that's a 10 out of 10 movie. I don't care what people said. And the book, oh my god.
Yeah, both
Dude,
the book and
I
the movie's pretty solid.
wanted to live that life. Jeez.
You
That was
wanted
amazing.
to. You still can. We talked about it. Just don't die.
Imagine. Oh yeah, except that part. That part I could. Unless I'm 40, but when he was like Chicago's, he's like when Chicago called. Oh yeah, hey, no offense, I won't consider you old. I know you. You're a decade close to it. Um.
I'm 9 years close. I'm less than a decade.
True, but yeah. The Great Gatsby.
Already trying to kill his co-host, ladies and gentlemen.
No. Oh my god, third degree murder here. Oh man. Well, now to
Death
cut
Note's
that
gonna
part out.
put my name in the Death Note.
I put my name in the Death Note. It did not work. I was like, how am I gonna know this works or not?
Lo and behold, he actually wrote down the time he actually dies and didn't even realize it. Yo, Transformers and HBO Max. So I'm looking at the movies that they just have on HBO Max. This is very interesting.
Oh my god, I didn't even mention it. But I figured out since I remember it now, Hangover 3, dude. I didn't know Hangover 3. I didn't know there was a part 3 until I saw it on Netflix and then I watched it. And the fact that was in Vegas and they went to the Caesar Palace and I was just there like a month ago. Oh, literally a month ago. It's amazing. I was like, yo, I was in that entrance rate when they walked in. And we searched up how much the penthouse was. Oh my god, dude. That penthouse was $1,000. Not 1,000, 1,500 a night.
That's still not bad. That's still not.
Yo, I didn't know you got money. Yo, hold up. You want to go to Vegas sometime?
I mean, bro, if you're going to Vegas, you have to spend money. That's the reason why you go to Vegas.
Oh, I guess that's true. In a way, but like for a hotel?
Yeah. Your stay has to be luxurious. It does it, doesn't it?
I
That's
guess.
why we there.
Fair point. Man, I want to go back though. That's for sure.
What? I just found out that they added We're the Millers on. Ooh, okay, you like scary movies, right?
Yeah, I enjoy them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna put you involved on a movie that everyone should watch. So then the next time we have an episode, we can actually talk about this pretty thoroughly. It's a movie that came out in 1997. It has a cult following. Event Horizon. There's a particular reason why I want everyone to watch this movie. So stay tuned for the next episode. Once we're done watching the movie, talk about it. Oh my god, I am so hyped. Like, bro, I didn't even know it was on here until I saw the name.
It's called Event
my
Horizon?
God. Event Horizon.
Okay, I get that. In my notes.
Yo, man, this is gonna be a mind fuck. I can't wait. Oh, we also have a lot of Final Action movies on here too. They have a lot of them. Man, okay, yeah, we're gonna have a blast with this. But you know what? That'll be the first for the next episode that we sit and we talk about. It's an older movie, but at the same time, that's exactly why I wanted to pick it. Because this
Oh,
ain't just any regular. Oh, that this is gonna be. I can't wait. I can't.
it's gonna be quite interesting.
I would. I already know. Like, if anything, we'll probably watch it like at the same time if we're able to. But there's one movie in particular that you're gonna be like, "That's the smartest whole movie."
We could just watch it on Discord if you really want.
Honestly, yeah. Like we could do like a Discord viewing party and that. End up inviting everyone else on the Discord to watch it with us.
Oh, we should do a movie night with the guys, with the clan. Call it
Yeah, yeah, we should
Beast
love to do
Night.
that.
Hey. Wait, actually no. Or movie night mode. You see what I did? Beast mode,
So
movie
movie
night
mode?
mode. Oh, I guess movie mode.
No, just movie mode.
Alright. We're gonna make a new category and then bam, bam. That would be fire. Yeah, no, I like that idea.
Oh
It's just I wonder
man,
what day
this is
everybody's
gonna be
available on.
exciting.
That's the big question.
Well, you know the majority of these people don't work because they're still on unemployment.
Are you for real? Oh, hey, yo, they living life, I guess, in a way.
Not calling it any, but
Hey, you know what? It is what it is. We said no names. We just said, oh, I said it. Beast mode, but
Mhm.
no one puts that in their bio anyways, except for me. I don't think not anymore.
This is hilarious. But yeah, next time, guys, we'll end up having a couple movies we'll be able to talk about. We'll watch them together and kind of give our reviews and that like during that time. I'm looking forward to watching Shang-Chi or Shang. Or I keep on saying it wrong.
Shang-Chi.
Tomorrow. It's gonna be a ton of fun. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna like the visuals of the movie. I'm gonna say it's mediocre. I haven't even seen the movie yet, but judging by what I know and what I'm expecting, I'm giving the movie already immediately a 5 out of 10. If I change it by next episode, I'll let you know. But so far, it's just a 5 out of 10. Eternals, I'm giving a 2 out of 10.
A 2 out
I
of
haven't
10.
seen either of these movies. Yeah, I haven't seen either of these movies, but I'm gonna immediately rate them now. Shang-Chi is gonna be a 5 out of 10, and then Eternals is gonna be a 2 out of 10.
A
And then
prediction vote.
Spider-Man No Way Home is going to be 7 out of 10.
That's given.
Which, funny enough, that's why that's yeah, I'll put it set just under the Wonder Woman movie, but just over like a bunch of other movies that I've been rating. And probably put it right next to Godzilla vs Kong. Yeah, I'm definitely putting it there by Godzilla vs Kong. Which, by the way, that movie is still like in my top 3 of like one of my favorite movies of the summer. Movie of the summer just so happens to be Shang-Chi.
Which is coming out tomorrow, right? Which is
It's
technically today. Ha 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 ha. Because it's
it
midnight,
came out
guys.
7 p.m. It came out 5 hours ago, actually.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, because a friend of mine actually sent me a message about it. He's like, "Bro, you got to see this movie." I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
I'm already on it. I already booked the tickets.
It's like, man, I'm so on it. I already gave it a rating.
Ha ha ha. Well then, that's interesting.
I hope no one really thinks like I'm a complete asshole for just giving like an extremely average rating.
No, but you already state your
Like I
reason
said,
why
for
you do
me,
it.
right? For me, it's like literally dead smack in the middle. It's nothing great. It's nothing terrible. It's literally just dead smack in the middle.
Like you said, it's hard to
Like if
please
it's a
you.
four, it's less than average, and then like it just keeps going downhill from there. If it's 2 out of 10, it's like we even made type of deal, which is why Black Widow has a 2 out of 10 because there's literally no reason for that movie to have been made.
Oh snap! He's throwing shade now, people.
Yeah, I'm throwing shade at a that I've been spending all of my hard-earned dollars on since like 2008. So yeah.
Zoom. You guys see me playing with the
So
car?
anything else you want to add before we head out?
Zoom. No, I don't actually, except for keep gaming, everyone. Keep gaming.
Oh, actually, there is one thing I do want to recommend. Since besides movies, I do want to recommend a game for you to play since it is on Game Pass. I want you to give Psychonauts 2 a try.
Psychonauts 2.
Just came out recently.
Let me turn on my
The first Psychonauts
Xbox.
is on there too, which is actually probably one of my favorite platformers of all time. For me, my top 3 favorite platformers go Banjo-Kazooie / Banjo-Tooie. Yes, that is all in one because you literally had to play both. Like, for those who know, you know. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, that's number 1. Number 2, I end up putting for Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, and then number 3 will be Psychonauts. And the sequel just came out for Psychonauts.
I'm aware that you guys see the reflection of my sunglasses that I am on the Xbox One right now to take a look at this game he is talking about. So before we end the show, let's experience it real quick together. Oh, I guess we did a cut because we went sidetracked it. You guys didn't need to hear any of that. Trust me, it was very like you guys weren't even part of the conversation. You guys just heard what we normally talk about when it comes down to video games. That's how we talked about was Game Pass. So, as always, I am your host, Detective Lyle, and always joined by Marmar7.
Of course, guys, as you already know, I'm Marmar7, Self-Proclaimed Beast King of Chicago. Remember, guys, if you don't know what to live for your legacy, live for your heart, and live for your greatness.
In my videos.
Boy, pull over, stop. If you fuck around, up shots and probably won't stop. This the life I live, pay the price you probably would not. I'm a hot boy, pop a bitch at Modelo time. We just about to drink, you don't need to bring out the wine. Hola mama, see the look at you, yeah you so fine. I'm a rowdy rough boy, look at Blossom from behind. She couldn't close her mouth cause Godzilla just hit her spine. Hey. Face down, ass up, how we wine and dine. She say I can't tell nobody, gotta tell the guys. We been doing dirt together, gotta jump and ride.